You're listening to another Woodshop podcast, the okayest podcast of its type. Your hosts are Daniel Dunlap of Daniel Dunlap Woodworks, Peter Kapar of Petree's Workshop, and Braden Boakes of Littlebug Woodworking. You can find them as well as the podcast on your favorite social media channels.
Welcome to episode 262 of another Woodshop podcast, where another year has passed, and once again it's time for our yearly tradition of the holiday prep episode, where we give you all of our super secret business pro tips for maximizing your profits this holiday season while keeping a level head and not burning out. All for free, I might add. Mostly it's us just telling you how you should be stressed out and panicking right now so that you can kick back in December. So grab a notebook and pen, or, well, honestly, just check the show notes later. What's going on, boys?
Heyo.
Hello.
Holla, holla, holla.
Hello. Guys, it's been a year since the last episode for the holiday prep. That is a lie. It was in September last year.
You know what they say?
Fell behind.
Time goes by.
An apple a day
Keeps the time away.
keeps the time away. That's exactly it, Dan. Thanks for picking up what I'm putting down. Just like...
You know who I don't like to keep away?
Our patrons.
Just for once. I wanted to make sense and be nice.
Good job.
Please
Good
write
job, Bray Bray.
to anotherwoodshop@gmail.com and tell us how that made you feel.
Don't. We got new patrons.
Aw, yeah.
Yeah,
For
so
real? No foolsies?
3 new patrons.
Wow.
Yeah.
So maybe me crying last week helped. We got 3 new patrons. They are as follows, in no particular order. Mr. Tim Williams of Tim Williams fame. I
Love
think he's
him.
a famous baseballer.
He's a famous Tim Williams.
Yes.
He's the only Tim Williams I know.
Chase. Just Chase. It could be the bank. Could be Braden's dog. I don't know. Who
Is
knows?
it my buddy Chase?
I don't know.
Wait, hold on.
also-
You have other buddies?
Pal.
That's better.
Amigo.
Acquaintance.
Former HR person
Yeah.
from the computer company.
We can see how you became friends.
Where you baked apple pies. Got it.
It's like, when you become friends with the principal because you're in trouble a lot. Anyways, Dan, keep going.
And our last new patron is Elsa Kennyone.
What was that again?
Elsa Kennyone?
Country of origin, please?
Can you use it in a sentence?
Rather not. I think one of our friends is playing a joke on us, but I don't know. So welcome to the crew, Elsa. Elsa Kennyone.
Elsa.
Yeah,
Kennyone.
yeah, Elsa Kennyone.
Elsa Kennyone.
Say it 3 times fast.
No, thank you. I can't count that high.
Let's talk about our VIP patrons real quick before we go down a rabbit hole that we don't want to. We have Tim Barnes from Earthworm Jim Woodworks,
You.
Greg over at G&M Design Co., the one and only Scott Crabtree from Crabtree Creative, Dominic over at the Crafty Sloth, Sean Renshaw from Native Woodworking, Nick at NSM Woodcraft, Chris Lamoureux from Homefront Woodworks, Alex, the Mayor Duffy over at Duffy Woodcraft, Greg Bennett from Windy Acres Works, Greg D'Ambrosio from GTD Woodworks, Damon over at BWG Woodworking, Jeremy Claybaugh from JC Rustic Woodcrafts. He finally started an IG page. Way to go, Jeremy.
Wow.
Ragebait idea, steal someone's IG note word for word, is Alex Adams over at Type A Furniture.
Of course it is.
Yeah. John Herbolsheimer at Living Lath Woodworks, Saint Nick at NV Woodshop.
Nick Freeland is really trying to be the one and only Nick, the one Nick to rule them all.
At this point, I'm going to give it to him.
Oh, snap. The Brimster has been dethroned.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Jared LaPuma over at LL Builds Woodworking, Tyler Booth from Temecula Yard Games, Henry Lutens at Manfreda Wood, Justin Frazier, Frazier Canyon Woodworks. Sarah with Rosie's Wood Shop. El Jefe at Maker's Way.
Nice.
Maker's Way 1.
1, not 9.
Whim Designs, that is Victor Argama. Name is loading. That is Nick Brim Woodworking. See, this is why Nick Freeland wins. Also, name is loading, which is probably Max and Lissa Reed at Reed Design Co. Bill Burkle at WTB Woodworking. Malcolm at Bossa Nova Workshop. Crafted with Machines and Love. Patrick Ginsel. Ed Mancini at Mancini Woodworking. Chris at Chris Will Make. Willow Creek Lumber is our buddy Scott Shirk. Justin Bailey at Campfire Woodworks. And rounding them out, keeping them in line, Mr. John Grubb. Over at Grubb Makes. That's it. I'm done.
Boom.
I'm done here. Good night.
What a great list of names.
Except for maybe Elsa. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about Elsa.
I don't get it. Am I missing something? Can you explain it to me like I'm 12 and not from the country?
Is it like a Frozen thing?
Yeah, I think it is. It's like We Can't Go On or whatever that famous song is.
We didn't start the fire.
We didn't start the Elsa.
Demonetized.
Elsa.
Speaking of demonetized,
I don't know what.
Brayden?
I think there's something there, but I don't know.
Speaking of being demonetized, Dan has gone ahead and promised that we are going to give away something to our lucky listeners every single month of 2025. And we are 8 months out of 12. And I am so excited to be done with this so that we can physically gag, tie his mouth quiet.
Because we are going to continue.
Because we're not going to do it again.
Yes,
we're going to be reasonable next year.
We're going to double it up. 2 per month.
Double or nothing.
I will double it and give it to the next patron.
Hey guys, let's double it and give it to the next podcast. So, Chop Sounds, you're on notice. This month we are giving away a table saw micro adjuster from Canyon Fire Woodworks. Wood Shop.
One day he'll get it.
One day.
Woodcraftery.
Honestly, at this point, I'm convinced that my brains just decide not to know it because it's more fun for it. We've seen this micro adjuster in action at the Midwest May Kerr meetup, and it was awesome. It allows you to make micro adjustments to your table saw with magnets, or as I refer to them, witchcraft, without having to do the tap, 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 taparoo, tap, tap, shit, too far, tap, 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 back. It's really cool. All you gotta do to enter is be on any of our paid tiers of Patreon. If you go to arethechairs.included.com, you can get signed up there. The more higher level you are, the more entries you get. And if you don't love us or you hate us, you can also get entries without joining our Patreon by going to... No, actually, it's not arethechairs.included.com to get to the Patreon. You go to I love AWP.com to get to the Patreon. the domain addiction is starting to crumble around me. You go to arethechairs.included.com to get to our St. Jude's page, where you can make a donation of any amount of money that you like, but for every $5 you donate, you'll get an entry into the giveaway. We're also going to throw the link to our dear friend Pat Lapp, going through some legal problems with it's a true David versus Goliath if Goliath was a stinky doo-doo head, which from what I've heard he is already, but this one's worse. He needs some help, so the maker community is coming together. We're all helping chip in to add to his legal funds so that he can continue to fight this fight without losing his house and stuff like that, because you need those to live even in Canada
and make.
Yep. It makes it really hard to not to make if you don't have a place to make. We're going to put the link in the show notes. The only catch with that one is every $5 you donate, you get another entry. You just have to take a screenshot and DM it to us or to me or to Pete. Or if you ask nicely, I'll give you Dan's personal cell phone number and you can text it to him.
Ooh, that's a bonus.
But just like every other package, it probably won't get delivered. So
your phone number?
Well, this one's coming from Brayden, so it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Like if you send something to me, I won't be able to deliver it to Brady.
Oh, the screenshot? You're not going to deliver the screenshot?
I can't.
Anyway, so you've got 3 separate ways to get entered in to win our giveaways every single month. We were just talking about, we've got a whole bunch of stuff that you can get entered in to win for the rest of the year. I think we're pretty close to like set up for every month except December, and we're going to have to do something super duper special.
I have this old glasses case.
Perfect. That's our holiday giveaway. Christmas. 12 days of
We'll
Christmas.
zhuzh it up. We'll put like a hand plane inside.
I
got some
lightly used pair of Amazon sunglasses.
Yeah, like these actually. They cost me like $8.
Why are you not wearing those?
You're
Looking
overpaying
like
for glasses.
Yeah, why have we never seen those? Top Gun.
Oh, I get it now. I get it.
Yeah, it makes sense now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hate this.
Listen to
Anyway,
this, please.
speaking of things I don't hate, Pete.
Hey, it's me with the voice like this.
The Mario.
It's me, Mario. So I want to give a huge shout out to our other patrons, which is our sponsors. So we got a new one this month, which I'm very excited about because it's an event that is coming up. Maker Camp is back, baby. It is yeah, and we're super stoked. It's October 10th through the 13th. So that is technically like Thursday through Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, primo days to be there. Make sure to join us. If you are in the area or you've been thinking about going for years, go. Don't even think about it. It is, if you don't know what it is, essentially there's a resort, and I'm using that term loosely, and know that we love it despite its rough surroundings. It's in the middle of the Catskills Mountains. It's a beautiful area with no cell service, which is the best part because you get to interact with people. And it is, they basically get artisans, educators, do-it-yourselfers, hobbyists, engineers, leather workers, welders, wood slabists, blacksmiths, and even electricians.
I believe they're called slabithas.
Slabithas, there you go.
Yes.
And even electricians, unfortunately. So Lee Ullman will be there. And they get them all into one place. And it's one of the most, no, it is my favorite event. It is one of the most fun events to go to. It's super, you can be hands-on if you get the silver pass. You got the whole weekend covered. That comes with a camping pass. So you can set up a tent. If you got an RV, you can set up that as well. Basically, it's a giant campground. A lot of people opt to camp. We are bougie plus baby. And then also I have a baby as well. We were talking about Dan in the first one. That is why we're in an Airbnb, because we're bougie, and we like to shower every day because we need it. We're doing that for you guys, so we don't smell. So the best part about this is not only is it a fun event, but we're giving away 2 tickets, dos tiquetos. So 2 tickets for the Maker Camp. We're going to be giving that away for the next, I think we're doing the next 3 weeks. So the 4th week, we're giving that away. We want to make sure you guys have plenty of time to grab a ticket if you're thinking about it last minute. So if you want to enter, at some point, you guys know the drill. At some point during this episode, we're going to say a super secret code phrase, probably something slightly raunchy, and then you're going to send it to awpgiveaway@gmail.com.
Say that again for the people in the back, Pete.
awpgiveaway@gmail.com.
That's the one.
.com.
Now say it with an accent.
This is an accent.
That's his Polish accent.
I speak Polish, so like this technically is an accent. I'm doing a American accent.
Now say it back. Now say it backwards.
Oh,
Oh God!
Too long, I think.
I played it backwards, and it just says, "I worship the devil."
You gotta reverse it. That's why you can get the vinyl version of it.
You gotta flip it first before you reverse it, just so you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Our Lord and Savior Missy Elliott told us that.
And our other sponsor that I'm super stoked to have with us still is WTB Woodworking. They just got a huge upgrade. So I was actually on the phone with Bill Burkle, the owner, a couple of days ago, and he told me he just got the delivery of over 30 Powermatic and Jet tools. They are stocking that shop. So not only were they already stocked with all these, hand tools that you can carry out. They also had some saw stops, which you need a buddy for that. But now they have tons of tools you can actually be hands-on with, stuff that you can't touch unless you have a Rockler or Woodcraft or specialty store near you. You can finally get your hands on this stuff at their store in Huntingdon Valley, PA. All the info's in the show notes. Listen, he's got a great setup there. I found out he actually bought the building, so he keeps expanding. So they got slabbing services, woodworking. Obviously, if you need some cabinetry done or whatever, they do that as well. They do flattening, and they obviously have a full shop, not only selling you lumber, slabs, but all the tools that you would need. And they're also doing their 1-year anniversary at the end of October, so it's going to be a big blowout, and I'm super stoked to be there. The boys will be there in spirit, probably. But, so, yeah,
R.I.P.
that's about it. And then, of course, as always, go to the website, click on giveaway. They're always giving away something awesome. So every month you can win, or every quarter you can win an amazing item. And I do want to give a shout out. They just had Mefel Day. They brought in Mefel, the company that is pretty well known in Europe and in Canada, but not so much in the US. They're trying to get into the market, and apparently the tools are pretty dang solid. So they just did that. The live is on their site, and they're also going to be doing a shaper demo. So if you've been thinking about getting one, go check it out. See what they're doing. Boom, guys. That is all. Yeah. So you ready?
Tonic.
Are you guys ready for this?
Boom.
No.
Okay. Well, we're gonna do it here.
What's on my bench?
On my bench is cutting boards. Why, Dan?
Because you hate yourself.
There's that too. But we're doing the holiday prep episode.
Oh, we're doing the thing.
That we're doing a thing, exactly.
Okay.
Guys, we do this every single year. The first year it was a huge hit, so we decided to keep bringing it back every single year. This year we were kind of forgot about it, and several of you actually reached out and were like, "When are you guys doing that again? I need
Several
motivation."
of you.
You guys are dropping the ball, which is what you say. Rule number one.
Rule number one is don't drop the ball.
Don't drop the ball. Got it.
So every year we grow the list and we expand it and add new things. So, and every year we give fresh answers. I think some things never change, but some things things do change every year. We do things that maybe failed last year, and we actually asked some of you guys to call in with some of your best practices or failure stories. And then, of course, we have some good questions at the end that we're going to answer as well. So without further dudes, why don't we start the list? And the first one is simply plan ahead. Right? That's easy. We're doing that right now. Right, Dan?
I always plan ahead. I don't know what you're talking about.
That bad example. Braden.
That's
right. Plan ahead.
Yeah, I've done that. It's a great thing to do from what I've heard. Yeah, I mean, every single year we hit Christmas time.
Christmas.
And Dan and I are probably the biggest offenders of this because we do our multiples of craft fairs. How do I say this? That makes it sound like we do craft fairs without we do like 3. We do 3 craft fairs. And every single year
you did like 6 or more, I think. Right?
There's zero way we did that. That's not a real thing.
Okay.
That's not a real thing.
I thought one year
would
you
have had
guys
an
had,
aneurysm.
or maybe it was a year
think-
that you guys signed up for a bunch.
Well, yeah, because the spring ones. We do
Okay.
3. We do 3 in the fall, and then we've got to do the spring ones for all the high school craft fairs, which
I digress.
we have gressed in the wrong direction. But yeah, I mean, every single year we talk about how we've got craft fairs and we should be ready, and then without fail, every single year the craft fair will be on Saturday, and it'll be Monday morning, and I will text Dan saying, "Hey, we've got that this weekend. We should do something." They spend the next week not sleeping because we're prepping everything. And that's all holiday season. Because we don't learn for the next week.
When will we learn?
Not
Braden,
today.
I'll have you know that I've been prepping
Have
all
you been
year.
prepping?
Is it for like the end of the world or?
Yeah, I got beans in the basement.
So many beans.
what were you talking about?
Oh, the craft fair. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
Craft
freeze-dried
beans.
eggs.
Yeah. You know what's big this year? Bean shelves. And pun intended, they're flying off the shelves.
So yeah, Pete, you mentioned I saw the stack of offcuts of unofficial non-regulatory Dan scraps.
These are Keith scraps, Pete scraps, and some supplemental where like, all right, I got a lot of walnut. I might need some pieces of maple. So let's sacrifice the ugliest maple board I got. fake scraps. It's like when Braden was laundering scraps and you have to buy zebra wood because Dan's scraps are exotics. Mine are mostly, I love working with domestics and stuff that, like stuff that I can get easily, cheaply, locally. So that, and apparently I hate myself. I had one board of bloodwood left and I was like, I forgot how much this sucked. Let's do it again.
Mhm.
It bleeds so much.
It's tough.
Bleeds meaning the color bleeds over too.
Yeah.
And
It bleeds.
So plan ahead. Don't glue up bloodwood next to maple. Guess what I did? Anyway, so you want to plan ahead. And this is why we're having this whole call or this whole podcast now. So you guys at least start thinking about all the things that you really want to get on top of. Right? And that brings us to number 2, Dan.
Did you want me to read the list?
Sure, I'll read it. Set clear goals and priorities.
You can't just throw me under the bus like that. Come on.
Thought everyone had the list ready.
I have the list, but it's
Before we started, he opened up the door to the bus and said, "Okay, time to get in. We're going to the destination." And then you climbed into the luggage compartment underneath. So
I'm in danger.
Well, let me tell you, it's definitely set clear goals and priorities.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah. And how do you do that, Dan?
I run my ideas through ChatGPT and say, "Hey, are these good?" And then it says, "Yes, you're a genius."
We'll get to that part of it. But setting clear goals is like, what are you trying to accomplish this year? And a lot of that is going to come from what we are going to talk about, all the different points that we're going to address and things for you to consider before you set your final goals. Because you might be like, I want to make 50 cutting boards, but what about other stuff? What about, whiskey smokers? What about bottle openers? What about signs? Whatever you might be making that you think is going to sell well, or ornaments.
My clear goals are usually try not to fall behind because people's gifts are counting on you.
Well, that's setting priorities, Dan. That's very good. Yeah. Knowing what you can actually handle is important.
I try.
Yeah.
I try.
I set clear goals by saying, "Dan, be here by 9."
So
I have never been late. Thank you.
Anyways, so next one is kind of in the same sense of like setting clear goals, priorities, planning ahead. Is something we didn't talk about last year, but financials and like your budget for supplies. Are you using scraps? Are you buying supplies? Because sometimes, here's the thing, it's not even just getting supplies in a winter or like buying supplies in a winter. Sometimes the prices aren't the best, whatever. It's having to get supplies into your shop in the winter when it's cold and drag them in, and your hands hurt when you get hit with wood. So it's good to like budget for that stuff early on, because for a lot of us, this is not something we can spend a ton of money on, right? Like it's something that we might do on a weekend, we might do in our spare time, as some of our questions are going to be about that. So I think it's important to budget and know what you can handle. You don't want to go into debt buying stuff because you think you're going to sell a ton.
Not with that attitude.
You might want to buy some stuff on a card, but if you know these are hot sellers every year and you're going to be selling, like that's a different story. But you never really want to jump the gun, or buy some crazy tool. I'll always encourage buying a crazy tool, but
crazy tool.
Be responsible, because we had our baby last year and we were still doing just the one craft fair, but I wasn't really selling a lot. I had like a couple lean months last fall prepping for the holidays. I was like, it's going to be slim after I buy all this material. So
it's a lot easier to buy 4 months of $100 of materials than it is one $400 month of materials. It hurts less. Carry the one.
I agree.
Carry the one.
It's less of a hit all at once, which is
exactly
nicer.
Yeah, like every month you want to follow up with, as the poet Britney Spears said, "Hit me, baby, one more time."
That's right. Yep.
Not just one full time.
Well, but sometimes you might also, here's the thing. Budgeting doesn't mean don't spend money. Budgeting means allocating money for blank. So, like for me, I ended up last year buying a boatload from Maker Stock just so I was stocked through past the holidays.
You were stocked for making?
I was stocked for making with Maker Stock. Use code AWP for exactly the same amount. And, that's important too. So don't think of budgeting as like limiting yourself financially. It's like, no, budget. If you got 10 grand to spend, spend it all.
Whoa.
Just make sure you do it the
If
right
you
way.
got 10 grand to spend, let's talk.
Let's go ahead and talk about the super secret 7th tier.
Sponsor the
Patreon.
podcast, please.
Hey, guy.
Yeah. Brayden, you want to take the next one?
Yeah. Notify friends and family and plan around events. The holiday time frame that's family time, and we talk about this every single year about how we kind of disappear into the shop because we're at events and we're making stuff, and you've got to remember that you've got to have time for family during these events. You can't just stop existing. So you have to kind of hold on, budget your time. Whoa! Tied them together with a little bow. There's gonna be some times where, hey, family goes and does something, goes to the park or something like that. That could be shop time. So being aware of how you can allocate your time with your family, with your friends, things like that, will make it a lot easier to take time away from the shop to go do that. So,
I've taken a different approach this year with that. I've just got rid of friends, so I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, we're just acquaintances now. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Let's see. The other part of this whole thing is too,
Don't call me.
like the whole notify friends and family is, if people are like, hey, we should hang out, and be like, this is not a good time of the year for me. I love you, but I'm going to be in the shop. If you want to hang out, come sand. Come help me pack. Like, just be straight with them and like say it half jokingly. If somebody offers, then be like, okay, get your ass in the shop. Like, let's be real with people. Like, talk to your significant other, talk to your family, talk to your, family members that might not have boundaries. Like, hey, I have a business or a second job, or this is my main job. I will be in the shop extra hours this season. Just know that I will be at that event, but don't expect me Monday through Friday. It's good
just know that in fourth quarter, I love you less.
You better love me because I'm doing this for you. Exactly.
Forget about it.
Dan, you're great at the next one. You want to talk about it?
Deadlines. That means
He is very good at boundaries.
Set deadlines and boundaries.
that means when you have lines and they've died. So establish deadlines.
Dan sounds like he's reading from a script that I did not write.
It sounds like he's reading from a script at gunpoint.
No. Well, main thing is like figure out, we talk about this every year. There's a cutoff for USPS shipping.
Yeah,
But you should
that's
also-
actually super important. You should pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Not that I would know.
We've all, they talk about it all the time.
Yeah, they give you plenty of warning.
Yeah. And here's the thing. If you can sell the same amount of stock prior to December, let's say 5th or whatever, when the cutoff might be, or the prices go up, that's another one. If you can sell most of your stock early and then not have to ship stuff at a higher rate around the holidays, that's a win as well. You're saving a couple bucks here or there, so it adds up. But set deadlines for stuff. Like when I first started setting deadlines, I had people be a little upset and confused with me why they couldn't order something in October. And I'm like, because it's October. And they didn't get that. And I'm like, it's 10 days from Christmas. Because, when you're doing stuff, hey, listen, October starts, it's Maker Camp. The next weekend is Halloween. Then we have a week. Then it's Thanksgiving, a week, and it's Christmas. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Is that how the calendar works?
Yeah. Think back to last year.
I'm using the Roman Greco calendar. Sorry, that's the
I think
confusion.
Pete's using the Polish calendar.
I'm using the Maker calendar. Where if you're in a shop in that season, you're like, oh, I'll take a day off, whatever. Oh, it's December 1st.
I have a different approach that I'm taking this year.
Which is
First off, I don't believe in boundaries. I'm very bad at those, and I'm very bad at saying no too. I'd like to give you money. But what I will be instituting
That's a lie. I have found Braden's boundaries, and I'll tell you,
they're
gone.
below the waist.
They're all in Dan's dreams. I will be instituting a surcharge or a ma'am charge, I think, this year. And so any orders after the first week of December, I'm immediately just slapping $100 surcharge on.
I like
And
it.
it's going to go up $100 every week closer to Christmas.
Ooh.
So if somebody wants something with hey, there's 4 days till Christmas, they want it. If I can figure it out, I'll accept the order. But
Sure, you want these $320 coasters?
It's going to cost them $500.
I just want to make an announcement to all of Braden's potential customers. I will not be charging you a surcharge, so come on over. Dan needs a new set of tires.
Right. Dan's gonna slap a sales sticker on something. When you peel it back, the price was lower before.
Dan, just a heads up, I will also be applying a surcharge to you saying, hey, can you make this for my customer in accordance to how many weeks into December we are?
Oh, no.
Also, I love how you guys are pitching pricing to people that are not buying from us.
Nobody buys from me. That's
I'm
the problem.
I'm suggesting that other people should implement surcharges for the other people that have
or ma'am charges.
Or ma'am charges. People charges.
They them charges. But that's great. That's kind of a boundary and a deadline, so that's great. I think that's good. And think about like if you don't get something done, I forgot what project I was working on. There was something I was trying to get done by a certain time. Oh, it was Adirondack chairs. I started the Adirondack chairs last fall, and by the way, they're still not done, but I started them in the last fall, and I'm like, I'll work on the holiday stuff once I'm done with these, and they were taking up so much of my bandwidth. I was like, you know what, screw it. I put them in a corner. I'm like, these are not seasons.
Nobody puts bandsaw in the corner.
Which is crazy because Dan finished Adirondack chairs in like 4 days.
Yeah.
What is taking you so long?
Oh,
you want my files?
Are you just not very good?
You want nicer chairs, or are you using
But I don't. Dan,
Jack
to
Paulman.
finish Dan's chairs, you have to air dry them for 10 hours in the back of a truck. I don't have time for that. Okay.
Just drive around in circles in your neighborhood for a while.
It's
he
1
also
mile.
doesn't have a truck.
There's that. All right. Well, next thing, Dan's got a lot of experience with.
Yeah, boy. Leverage that AI. It's at your fingertips. This thing, it's amazing what you can do with AI these days. You can use it for product descriptions, captions, workflow checklists. Like, make it into your personal assistant. Get that help you need.
Yeah.
Use AI.
I recently talked about making a virtual assistant, essentially, out of one of my chats. And this
I
is
say
a new
that
one.
Because Pete's done it, and I haven't done it. But
So,
I use it
last
to make
year-
fire memes. But
We had AI last year, but
Did
I
we,
don't
though?
think it was the same. Like, it's just gotten so much better.
Bet last year it was Chat GP.
And now we got that T.
Now we got that T.
That T.
got that T in them.
Got that T.
And here's the thing. There is something, especially in ChatGPT, and some of the others have this as well. There are custom GPTs that people have built and shared through the marketplace. A lot of them are free. One of the top ones that you can get is literally an Etsy assistant. And
What?
It's loaded. Yeah, it's literally called Etsy SEO expert. They dumped tons of SEO, because basically the way a custom GPT works, you can
I
upload
wonder
tons
why
of
I can't get any
documents,
sales this year.
articles, things like that, and you can use it as someone, ask it questions, and it can pull from that database of knowledge and give you answers. It's awesome, Dan. I highly recommend it. Look at custom GPTs, or do one yourself. I mean, you can honestly, without doing anything, just ask for ideas and trends or what would be popular or whatever, and just go off of that. Now, that actually brings me into our next subject, which is research trends, popular items for the holidays. There's sites like eRank, obviously see what's trending on TikTok, on Pinterest. Although, honestly, I'm going to change that last thing. Don't go to Pinterest. Stay away from Pinterest. Pinterest is becoming just a black hole of AI-generated stuff that is...
Wait, you were just praising AI, but now you're like
different things.
anti-AI?
It's a lot of generated photos of AI
I'm
of like
so
random
confused.
things, which are nice for inspiration, but a lot of times very
Yeah, I have noticed that.
unrealistic
It's kind of a
with
bummer.
assembly. So I gotta say, I'm downgrading Pinterest on this one. Yeah, I said it.
Sell.
But see what's selling it. eRank is a great thing. It's paid. I think there's a free tier as well, so you can do a little bit of research through that. But seeing what's trending on TikTok, Instagram not so much, TikTok, but then just ask ChatGPT like what is a blah blah blah. And here's the thing. Here's some key things with ChatGPT, especially. Tell it to search the web. If you don't, it won't always do it. Say, think deeply about this, search the web, and give me a list bulleted in rank, whatever, of what's selling. And it'll actually, like, when it does that, at the end of each statement it pulls up, it has a resource that you can click where it pulled the info from. It's really good.
I want to throw this out there because I've seen a lot of people say, I don't know how to write a prompt.
Oh.
You can literally tell ChatGPT what you want, and then you can ask it to write you a prompt to get what you want.
Yeah.
So you could prompt it to write you a prompt.
That's what I did for my assistant.
I mean,
I
it's
said,
crazy.
like, hey, I want it to do this. How would you prompt it?
It's
And you give me
AI
a prompt.
Inception.
It's an AI matryoshka.
What he said.
Matryoshka. You know, a Russian nesting doll?
It's an AI apple pie.
It's a...
You got all your GPTs inside, and they're all cinnamony and sugary, and then they're in a ChatGPT pie shape.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
You want to start this fight? You want to?
This
We're
fight
trying to
never
be serious.
This fight
We're
never
trying to be
ended.
serious.
This fight brought to you by WTB Woodworking.
And pumpkin pie.
All right. Well, when you're doing your research, this brings me to our next point. When you're doing
research.
When Dan does his own research, make sure you don't forget about all the other holidays. Because
What other holidays?
Focuses on Christmas. Well, Dan, I'm glad you asked. We have Halloween. We have Thanksgiving. We have
End of
Hanukkah,
list.
Kwanzaa,
Yeah.
Washington's birthday.
What?
You know, there's New Year's stuff. Like, we don't sleep on New Year's stuff. You know, people like that too. You got Veterans Day. You know, we got Labor Day. That's something. Yeah,
There's a lot of holidays.
Arbor Day.
Arbor Days in the spring.
Arbor Days and like
I'm really prepping.
Yeah, but actually, New Year's is one that we've never really talked about. But that's a
you
good
could
one
do. You could put Arbor Day next to my beans
too. Beans Day.
on the shelf.
Well, listen. Think about all the other holidays. Especially if you have some kind of tie to it. You know, if you celebrate
Bow ties.
celebrate bow tie awareness.
You said
month.
some kind of tie to it.
Yes. If you're, let's say, if you celebrate Hanukkah, like, you're closer to the source of it. You know what people might want, what is popular, what is
Ladles,
relevant to the
from what I
holiday.
understand.
Ladles?
Or dreidels.
Dreidels.
Yeah, dreidels.
And clay, apparently. So, you know, you would definitely want to try to lean into it. If you have some kind of tie to a holiday, it's easier to dive into it and focus on it. And you might have the market, you know? So that's good to know, too. Figure out who you're selling to.
Yeah, you definitely have a semi-captured market if you are part of a community that celebrates a holiday that is not as widely celebrated.
Yep.
Not just the holiday
market.
though. Like, if you're part of a group that is kind of niche, you can sell to that group. So like Braden, you were a member of like some Jeep weirdo group, right? And you sold them a bunch of Jeep stuff.
It's called Jeepmas, okay?
Yeah.
It is Jeepmas.
It is really Jeepmas?
It's Jeepmas.
Wasn't your car all decked out?
But if you're a part of a niche group, you know, market to those people.
Yeah, scratch that niche.
That's what. Yeah. I have no words for that.
Well, Braden, after people have done all this research, got a whole list of stuff that they want to do and make, and they got all these markets they're going to hit, what's next?
Well, there's a lot of moving parts there, and so you need to remember the number one rule that we have in slot number 9. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Hey, whoa.
Sorry.
Wait.
Keep it simple, sir and or madam.
Sir and
Yeah, don't overcomplicate stuff. Holiday time frame is not the time to try out the new super in-depth furniture build. You're not going to, I promise you, you're not going to sell 100 hand-carved stools in this holiday starting in August.
But I need that Panda router, man.
That's true. Sell, and then you can get yourself a panty router, and then you can be ready for next year. This year, stick to what you can pump out in volume. Dan, whiskey smokers and cutting boards. Pete, laser stuff. Braden, Good times.
I will say this. If you're listening to this episode, end of August,
Sorry.
I will give you till mid-September max if you want to experiment with anything. If you want to try to figure out the processes or whatever, this is not the time to reinvent the wheel.
I'm going to drop new tables in
what
mid-November
sells.
now just to spite.
That's
New
fine,
tables,
Dan.
New tables with wheels.
Yeah. Pumpkin pie shaped tables.
Just out of Sprite. You know what I
Just
mean?
out of Sprite. Exactly. But it's true. Keep it simple. You don't want to be overcomplicating learning new skills or trying out a new finish using whatever. Yeah, like this is not the time to experiment. So
don't try new finishes when you're trying to keep a deadline.
Unless you haven't experimented with lacquer, in which case experiment away.
Just not for stuff that'll get wet.
Not what about the kind of experimenting we all did in college? Is that okay?
No.
Where you spray your lacquer without opening up the garage door?
Yeah.
That's called stranger finishing.
I did it with my left hand.
Oh God. Well, all right. So you keep it simple. Now let's try to complicate it a little more. So you may have made some stuff before. I'm assuming most people that are listening to us have tried doing some holiday sales, or I've made some items that they're thinking about selling. This isn't like I'm gonna get into woodworking right now. Hey, welcome to the team. But you have some content. You have some items you've made. You have some photos. Leverage that and leverage social media, online marketing. Post about it. Start posting now, because I just recently restarted my Instagram. I kind of have been just down in the dumps about it. Posting on IG.
I'm trying to ignoring Instagram the last week or so.
Yeah, so I've been trying to post, about 3 times a week now for the last week. So give it time. But what I'm doing is I'm ramping up for the holidays. I want to see fresh eyes on my stuff. I'm actually leveraging trial reels. That's been interesting.
Super cool.
Fun little thing I've been doing. I got an idea off of someone else's reel. I post the same reel 2, maybe 3 times with different captions. Everything else the same. And see which one performs the best. That's the one I go live with. But all 3 have been sent to outside my audience.
Huh.
It doesn't appear in your feed, any of that. So it just sits as a trial reel, and you can just cancel it. And
so you don't want your
it.
online friends to see what you're posting because you don't like us.
No, you make it.
That's
go
what I
live
take out of this.
So it's good.
So Dan, have you looked at trial reels?
I haven't got the jury notice yet.
I want to gauge if this was a fun, sarcastic comment or if this was an actual comment. So trial reels works by you post a reel and you select that it's a trial reel. It doesn't show any of your followers. It only shows people that are not following any of your content. And so you can actually see the traction with non-followers or people that aren't interested in your stuff already. And it will give you all the data. And then after a certain amount of time, it'll actually say, hey, this reel's doing okay. Do you want to actually post it for real? See what I did there? And then your followers would see it at that point.
I'm scared that it'll say your content is trash. You should think about deleting everything.
Well, here's the thing. Probably.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a strong.
But at least you didn't fall on your face in front of all the people that you know. It's just strangers.
Yeah, exactly.
Who are spraying lacquer in the garage
about
with the door
strangers?
Now, here's the thing. So, on this same subject, I do want to talk about the people that are established already. You're looking at growing the business. You're doing more this holiday season. Maybe you have a mailing list. Maybe you have a website you've been selling on for years. Leverage that. Start sending out more.
I have a femailing list.
Very funny.
Sorry, that was bad. I take it all back.
Sir and ma'am charge, exactly. So leverage that. Obviously, use that list. Use the emails that you already have. Do some marketing. Yeah, you might have some people unsubscribe if you're sending more emails than usual. But hey, you win some, you lose some. But people that are truly there for deals and seeing new stuff are going to want to see that. And make sure you take advantage of it. And same thing, do it on TikTok, do it on Facebook. Maybe cross-post some of your business Facebook page or Instagram page onto your personal one. Just show hey, getting ramped up for the holiday season. I still have people that are like, oh, you do woodworking? Yes, mom.
Wait, you have another Instagram?
Don't worry about it.
Did you block me on your other Instagram?
Big Pete's Feet. So don't worry about it.
Oh. I didn't realize that was an Instagram page. I thought it was just that one other page.
Yeah. And you know, aside from doing online marketing, Dan, what else can they do?
Obviously, we're
Number
talking
11,
about the abandoned cart and thank you stuffs.
discounts.
Yeah.
It's like Dan didn't prep for
abandoned cart and thank you discounts.
I'm gonna stop throwing it to Dan.
Hey,
That's it.
when you threw it to me for the other one, I did pretty good.
Yeah, that one. Which one was it, Dan?
The AI thing, I think. I don't know.
Oh my God. Dan's killing it.
I got a fever.
Dan, what do you have set up on your Etsy?
Yeah, what
for when
actually-
people
I
when
actually
people look at
have
stuff?
the abandoned cart. I have the thank you
Yeah, that's why I
discounts.
threw it to you, Dan.
It's really funny, yeah, because Dan, you're making it sound like you've never heard this stuff
You
before,
are
and I
the
know for
expert
a
on this.
fact you're the expert on it.
Those actually work really well, especially if you're on Etsy, like these guys said. The Etsy has all the tools for you right there.
I think
so
actually
it's
even
great.
Shopify has the abandoned cart.
Yeah, so I think I have those set up on my Shopify too. I'm not sure.
You do, Dan.
Oh, yeah. See, there you go. I do. Yeah, leverage that. Those are awesome. And, you know, with that, maybe you could even throw out a message like Pete was saying during the last thing, you know, just send out a little blurb or a blast saying, hey, don't forget about us when you're buying your holiday gifts and such.
Yeah, maybe set a sale up. You know, just bump everything up 20%, run a 20% sale, whatever. Or bump something up 10%, run a 20% sale. Or just keep everything the same and run a 20% sale. Doesn't matter, whatever the strategy is.
You do you.
You do you. But if you run a sale, you are going to be sent to the people that are signed up for weekly emails or whatever from Etsy. They're going to get an email, not from you. Etsy is going to do the advertising for you. Boom.
They do.
There you go.
They do good. They do good advertising.
They do be good with that.
One thing that I think a lot of people worry about with starting to utilize that information that is collected either through Etsy or through their websites is, well, I don't want to send these marketing emails because then people unsubscribe or they're going to get annoyed. These people signed up for that. That's
Yes.
exactly how you got the email address. And so if they don't want that stuff, they'll hit unsubscribe and it'll be fine. But it's not like they're telling you that they don't want to be your best friend anymore. Like,
Yeah.
They want that content, so
They can
send it to
unsubscribe
them.
if they want to. It's okay. Am I getting 10 Brunt emails a day? Yes, I really want that Can-Am. Okay. You know, I really want that side-by-side that they're trying to give away. And I signed up under every account. Sometimes people do that, but sometimes people just want your information. Daniel,
I also
are
signed
you for it.
Are you Elsa Kinney one?
What did you call me?
Are you Elsa Kinney one?
I think by the email we know it's someone else.
Yeah,
I know
who it is.
I also
Jeff.
signed up for that giveaway, and I just want you to know, much like the dust collector that you stole from Dan, I will be enraged. The difference is Dan made it look like he was going to sock you. I will sock you.
If I win it, you guys can ride it when you're here.
All right, I have been appeased. We're good.
I just want that little
Easily
clip where
swayed.
Pete said you guys can ride it when you're here. That's all I want.
Gross.
You said it.
Hey yo.
Speaking of riding it when you're here, Braden, you want to talk about the next one?
Yeah, when if you're going to ride in a side by side, you need to think about abandoned cart and thank you discounts.
No.
I'm just kidding. That was the last one. Personalization and a holiday wrapping. People sometimes don't plan for things. I don't know if you know this, and they want nice gifts. Especially in this economy, people want to get gifts that are going to be impactful, not just expensive garbage. So one of the ways that you can bring value over somebody going and buying a cutting board from Walmart or a whiskey smoker from somebody online that doesn't personalize. If you can offer personalization, it's a super easy way to upsell your products versus a competitor's that really doesn't take that much effort.
I was going to say, this kind of has me wondering if this conflicts with number 9, which is keep it simple. If you're adding personalization and wrapping and all that stuff, is it really keeping it simple though?
Here's the thing, Dan. I'm gonna walk you down the path of why those are not mutually exclusive things.
Yeah.
Bring it on. I want to hear it.
Okay. Do you remember what was the craft fair that we did that was like down in Lincoln? That was the Roca Berry Farms.
Yeah.
So What we did was we offered free personalization on all of our whiskey smokers.
That was
Problem
stupid.
is
Idiots.
that one family came up and they wanted to peruse the entire internet to find the perfect thing to personalize. They wanted to get proofs. They wanted all. No. Offer personalization, pick 3 fonts.
Yes.
That's your options. Give me the word, give me the name, give me whatever, but you get 3 fonts and like 2 lines, and that's it. Or you get 1 logo and you got to send it to me. Something like that.
And
Keep
same
it
thing
simple, stupid.
for holiday wrapping. What I've seen some people do is they actually make a separate listing for holiday wrapping, and depending on what it is, you can do a
Holiday
flat rate.
rafting.
Rafting,
My favorite.
yeah. And basically, you put it in the notes of the cutting board. Let's say, put in the notes, wrapping available, message for details, or look at this listing, blah blah blah. And let's say it's a $10, $15, $20 markup or more, and that's included. So they buy 2 things together, or if somebody buys one, like, how do I get the wrapping? Buy the wrapping, I'll be happy to wrap it for you. And if they don't, then you're just sending it out as is.
What if you're not a good rapper? Like, I can't throw bars like
so if
Eminem.
you're like Akon, then you don't want to offer wrapping. You know?
Akon's a hell of a rapper.
Derulo.
So that's and personalization honestly is a big one. If you can personalize, again, limited fonts and words, no logos or whatever, unless you're comfortable with that. When we talk about keep it simple, it's like
uppity charge.
Have done personalization before, do it again.
Oh, that
don't
reminds
offer, anything crazy.
Another TikToker reached out to me and asked me if I could make him a cutting board with his logo on it. I was like, yeah, probably. So he shows me his logo. It's just his profile picture. It's just a picture.
Oh,
Picture of his face?
It's not a logo. Yeah, his face. I'm like, how am I going to do that? On a
You should have sent him a proof back of, like, you drew a stick figure.
best I can do.
I put this through my chat GPT. I have a specialized one.
Yeah. I haven't got back to him.
It keeps it simple, stupid. You're the stupid.
All right, so the next one is think about the shop space itself. A lot of us are working in garages, sheds, maybe a separate building, maybe it's
all space
out on these streets.
It gets cold out there, so get your shop
Cold
ready
on these streets.
for winter work. Whether it's heaters, thinking about the materials you're using. Is your glue gonna freeze? Do you just make epoxy coasters and you have to pour epoxy in the cold? Do you have a space in the house that you can maybe utilize for making some of it or drying the sprayed finish that you have? Because I'll tell you what, lacquer is amazing. It's pretty resilient with temperature swings, but not when it's like 40 in the shop. It's a little rough, although Dan's pushed it. Yeah, like the lowest I've done is like in the mid 50s.
I have more trouble
pushing it.
I have more trouble spraying lacquer when it's humid outside.
Well,
when
humid,
the humidity is outside.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I have more trouble than when it's like super cold. I've sprayed lacquer when it's like 0.
It's a really
success.
A really easy way to help prep your shop space for wintertime.
Don't you dare.
Listen, let's check your insulation. Let's check your
Stop
insulation,
trying to sell
baby.
for your job. Stop trying to be a seller, okay? Just because you offer both closed and open cell spray foam at reasonable prices in an Omaha area doesn't mean you're allowed to run an ad here.
No. But seriously.
But true, you're right.
I also offer blown-in insulation, so
Shut
standard
up.
fiberglass.
You offer what now?
I offer blowjobs of insulation into your attic. Seriously though, and Pete, I know you've done this. If you are not in the Omaha area, because it gets way harder in the Omaha area. But if you're not in the Omaha area, if you go to like Lowe's, Home Depot, a lot of those places, and you buy blown-in insulation, they'll rent you for if you buy a certain amount.
More than 20 of those
bags,
bales, bats, whatever they call them. More than 20 is the rental is free.
Yep, they'll rent you the machine for free. They also don't stop you from returning anything that you don't use.
So you can double dip too, because anything over I think 15 or 20, you get the contractor discount. There you go.
There it is.
And if you return it and you're below the threshold, like I ended up using 17 of the 30 I bought, and I got my money back. They didn't like adjust for the price difference, and they didn't take away my rental.
That feels illegal.
Yes,
it does feel illegal, but it's not. But yeah, adding installations is a super easy way to take some of that power that you're going to be dumping into heaters or your Mr. Cool or whatever, and keeping it in the shop.
Yep.
I want to bring up one thing since we're talking about keeping your shop warm.
Farting, just nonstop farting.
Not keeping the doors open 24/7.
No, I want to actually kind of be serious for a second because every year,
Hold on. I need complete silence as I fall into character.
every year we see people on Instagram or wherever their shop has burnt down. Like, be careful with how you keep your shops warm. Like, fires happen. You're in a wood shop. It's like a tinderbox in there. So just be careful.
Yeah, a lot of dating. Tinder.
I just want to throw that out there. Happens every year.
Okay, so let's go into the next one.
Way to bring it down, Dunlap.
Yeah, Dan. Now that Dan's killed the mood.
Fun fact: spray foam insulation is fire resistant.
There you go.
All right.
Here's another thing, and we kind of talked about this a little bit when we talked about the budget and whatnot. But stock up on some materials. Stock up on stuff that you might.
What if it's out of my budget, though?
Then get what you can. And listen, hang on, Dan. We talked about it. The budget doesn't mean you're limited on funds. The budget just means that you're allocating funds.
And everybody knows credit cards are fake money anyway. So you just write it off.
Here's my logic with this. I don't want to go to a lumber yard in the middle of November or early December because even just the act of moving, I got little lady hands. I got little
confirm.
IT.
He's got delicate IT keyboard fingers.
I have delicate IT hands. I've met girls with rougher hands than me. IT hands. These are 400 grit. Okay, I don't want to go to the lumber yard and move stacks of lumber around.
Have you heard of gloves?
Yes, I have. But I'm just saying, it's not just that. It's a pain in the ass. It's cold. Sometimes if you got a smaller vehicle, which we'll get into that later with some questions, maybe you gotta drive all the way home with a board sticking out of your car and you can't close the window. It's just not fun. If you can get some of the material now, get it now. Stock up now if you can, if the budget allows for it, so you don't have to deal with it in December. Especially if you're busy. It's not just cold or whatever, but you might not have time. So if you can sit on some of the material, great. If you can also lean it up against the wall or put it on a rack, that's probably better. So you're not sitting on it. I already saw what you guys were doing.
Don't sit on it. That's gross.
You can't put the ball up on the tee and expect me not to swing, Pete.
Yeah. All right, well, you take the next one then. Swing.
I have yet to run into a lumberyard that is open at midnight too, which is when a lot of us seem
That's super inconvenient.
It's very inconvenient. So another benefit to stocking up, maybe, hey, buy one more board than you need for the next 6 weeks.
Actually, question for you guys. Your lumberyards in the area, all the favorite ones that Dan's been banned from, are they open on Saturday?
No.
Were they open
reminds me,
at
I
some
gotta
point
go
on
tomorrow.
Saturday?
No.
We have several in our area that were open Saturdays until 1 or 3 o'clock. COVID happened, never came back.
I don't think any that I know of were open on Saturdays.
The ones that we use have always been pretty dedicated to the contractor.
Okay, so maybe just some of the
hours.
Yeah, they're looking for the Monday through Friday, those kind of guys. So,
stock up when you can. Summer
really sucks to be 3/4 of the way through something on Saturday afternoon and realize you're missing one piece of walnut that you need.
Yeah, this reminds me, I need to go buy lumber tomorrow at Intermountain Wood Products.
Ooh. Do you need to purchase any white oak, perhaps for a built-in, Dan?
This is turning into the Truman Show, like the wife that she holds up.
We will not be bought by corporate overlords.
I do need white oak, but not for built-ins.
By the way, I've heard Diet Coke and Diet Pepsi be called a fridge cigarette, and I can never unhear it now.
Oh.
It's like how some people unwind. It's gross and disgusting, but some people just need it at the end of the day.
First off, the fuck. And second off, that tracks. I get that. That tracks, yeah. I feel that. Dude, I'm a chain Pepsi drinker.
I can tell.
I'm a chain smoker.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You smell of it.
You smell Diet Pepsi and hopelessness.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
He has to
going through
drive
a-
with the
I'm
windows
going through-
down from all the burps.
I'm angry if I can't buy a 36 pack on sale. I'm buying by the carton these days. Anyway, speaking of buying by the carton,
We did stock up on material.
set up processes and efficiencies and plan out batching of items. If you know you're going to be making 50 of something, and then you're going to have to do finish work, maybe take the time to batch out all 50 of them so that you can be more effective with your time, so that you're doing finish in a batch. Listen, small batches are only good with bourbons. With products that you're going to be selling all season, just make some extras. Make some more. If you've got like 6 more inches of material, cut 2 more whiskey smokers. Like, just do stuff like that. Anything that you can do to optimize your process is going to leave you with extra product later that will save you time, or it's going to save you time on that batch that maybe is already all purchased. If you can spend a Saturday and process all of your dance scraps down to the right sizes to make all of your cutting boards and then just do massive glue ups, do that. You'll hate yourself less.
Yeah, like this week, I kind of hate myself, but I also feel really productive. Every evening, I would go through all the scraps, joint the edges, make sure they're nice and flat. I do a V on the board so I know which way they're supposed to line up. Like with a pencil.
I thought you were doing V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta.
Secret V.
Or an A without the little shelf in the middle. And I got them all lined up, but I would do that every evening. And then in the morning, I'd get out there, do a bunch of glue ups. My dad is in town, so he's been helping me out. And then in the middle of the day, I go out there on lunch, I take all the clamps out, and then I start setting up in the evening again for the next thing. And I'm not planing any of these. These are just getting glued up right now, jointed and glued up. And I'm going to plane all of them when I'm planing the other projects as well, or milling up wood for something else. So that way I'll just have a planer day.
You're telling me
Plain crazy.
You're telling me that you're just dirty batching?
I am raw dogging these scraps.
Raw boss dogging these scraps?
Also, I'm doing
It's funny
something.
because it's a glue up joke.
I get
too.
it. I'm doing something that's considered illegal, and that is I am jointing both faces just to get a ballpark accurate.
Okay, Pete, I'm with you there, because if you're not doing super delicate work, like if you're doing cutting boards and especially like end grain stuff, I've noticed if it doesn't have to be precise, I just need a good glue surface, and I don't care if it's perfectly parallel.
And sometimes it wants to and that's why I press it with a clamp, and if I see it cup or lift up off the cast iron, I'm like, okay, which one of these is off? And I joint it the other way. It's the same thing they used to do with hand planes. You just kind of apply more pressure on one side, and you can get it kind of squared up.
Work it.
Do whatever you can. Listen, it works for me. And here's the thing: at the end of the day, if that board is a little thinner, that's fine. This was garbage. This is garbage. It was scraps that were literally meant for the fire pit that I'm
Jackson
gluing up.
Pollocked it.
It's essentially free money.
It's free money. Whether I sell it for 15, 20, 30, 40 bucks, whatever, even if it's a small board, it doesn't matter. It's just extra income. And it's another, I love making these small ones that are 12 inches about, because they're just quick little grabs that people love.
Okay. Talking about batching up cutting boards and scraps and stuff like that, what do you guys think is most effective? Making a bunch of little boards that you sell real cheap? Or do you guys think that getting 2 or 3 larger, the chaos boards that set you above or beyond the 13 other woodworkers at these craft fairs, do you think that's the better value? Because hey, if I can sell one $200 crazy chaos board that's super complex, but it's just a bunch of scraps that don't have to be perfect,
I would say something that sets you apart.
Yeah, you always need a couple of eye grabbers on a table. And those are the end grains. Even if you don't do the chaos boards, a couple of nice end grain boards are really going to grab the eye.
That's why we're doing end grain boards.
Having the most polished, that's why I love
your
Bumble
touchy
shoots.
board.
I love Bumble shoots because it's smooth. Dan,
Bumble shorts.
Bumble shorts. You touched I touched
it.
Little shelf that I made, and you're like, "Ooh, it's so smooth." If you go above 150, you go to 180, maybe a little higher on that finish, and then I'm
Buff
sorry,
it.
on the wood, and then put the finish on, buff it on there real good. It is glass smooth, and people love to touch it. Ooh, that's so
Love
nice.
to touch it.
And then they give you the classics. You make all these? Wow. Yeah,
I usually
definitely
tell
be back.
people I got them from China. Braden doesn't like that joke.
I really don't like that joke. Of all your jokes, that one's the rough one. That and I'm having an okay day.
Also,
Could be worse.
I will give people this little pro tip. If you're doing cutting boards, sometimes just grab if you want little mini boards, grab a 36-inch section of several boards, glue them together, and then chop them up into identical boards. Because sometimes people will be like, do you have more of this one? You know, and sometimes people just
snack
want
pack?
a snack pack, or like, I want one for every kid. You know, or, well,
How many kids you got?
these are people that are, you know, they have adult
11.
kids with houses and apartments and stuff, so they want to get a batch or ones that match.
This would be perfect if I could put every kid's name on it. Well, let me tell you what I can do for
He just
you.
slams
Not-
laser on the table.
Not gift wrap it, that's for sure.
Exactly. Well, this kind
So
of.
I was
Go
gonna
on.
say you're talking about gluing up, you know, batching out, making some bigger glue ups. Pete, what would be important to know about your shop when
Well,
doing
first of all,
things like that?
Make stuff that fits your tools. And
Shut the f-
Right in the tool
clamps,
hole. You know what I mean?
I don't know why it says boxes. I meant to put something else. Oh, boxes for shipping boxes. So at one year when I was still selling cutting boards online, I had this box that I got a really good deal on. I think it was about 13 inches or whatever. So I made all the cutting boards that I would sell in that size category no wider than that, because I needed it to fit in that box, because I knew I could get the boxes really cheap and the shipping was fairly, you know, reasonable and whatnot. And if I wanted anything over that, the box would be like an extra 6 inches, and then I really had to like weight and everything. So not only that, but I have today, I was like looking up the shelf because I pulled all my clamps off the wall. I had everything in clamps, and I started running out of clamps. And I realized a
Wow.
couple of the narrow
Wait.
boards that I did, like
You ran out of clamps?
I know, it's sad. Well, I didn't. Let me get to it. So there's like these baguette boards that were not as wide but longer, and I ended
what
up
board?
using think of like a baguette board. It's about 6 inches, only 6 inches wide, but a little longer.
See,
They actually weird,
Dan,
but they sell.
we
Trust
could
me.
never sell this stuff in the heartland because
Or
our people
kielbasa,
actually eat real
or
food.
corn, or
A corn board, Pete. A corn board.
but hear me out.
That's called a cornhole.
I had it in bigger clamps, and then I realized like I could have been using these like Harbor Freight 6-inch clamps. So I used those, but at some point I ran out. So the other ones that I have is I have a whole wall of the 4-inch Bessie clamps that we got at like
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I have a bunch of them
Workbench
because
con.
everyone gave me them because nobody could like fly with them or nobody wanted to. And I have
have
like
a
a
bunch of those,
dozen
too.
of them. And I go, wait, this would be great for like coasters. So I glued up coaster blanks with 4-inch clamps out of like
Coaster
some random
clamps.
stuff that that I had. So
New from Bessie.
think about what you
Bessie.
can do. Don't
Bessie?
glue up 14-inch boards if you have a DeWalt planer. Things like that. I've made that.
You got to
mistake
take into
before.
consideration your tool holes.
Yeah. So think about the limitations of your tools and what you can fit. Maybe you don't have a good planer. You want to joint it, but your jointer is only 8 inches. Maybe don't make a 10-inch board because
Whoa. 8 inches is
Look at this guy
Very
bragging
adequate.
about his
Measuring-
8-inch jointer.
measuring from the helical head. So think about the tools
Man.
you have and the boxes you have and whatever else when you are building. And this is going back to the whole. What?
That's our secret code phrase. Measure from the helical head.
There you go.
Send it to awpgiveaway at gmail.com to get entered to win a Maker Camp ticket.
Maker Camp.
Why
One
on
of two.
Why on earth was I clamping up these baguette boards? They're 6 inches wide with my 52-inch bar clamps. This is unreasonable.
But this does go back to literally one of the first early points, which I was planning ahead, something like that. I don't know. One of them when we're talking about planning out your stuff or keeping it simple, I guess.
I think Dan's turning into the Hulk over there.
Yeah, Dan fell into a vat of radioactive. Oh, there he is. Radioactive bow ties.
You mentioned optimizing for your boxes, which is it's rule number 17.
Yeah, we're not going to talk to Dan about shipping because he's clearly given up on that completely.
Ship all the things.
Yeah.
Ship them.
But shipping and fulfillment is huge. Things to consider, obviously, boxes. Make sure to get boxes now. Don't build stuff and then get boxes later.
Oh, God. Yeah.
That is rough. Yeah. Anytime I've done that, I've paid the price and I've had to make custom boxes, which is a nightmare. And also, they never look good. They always look like crap when you don't want to get a nice $200 cutting board and the box looks like a homeless man lives in it.
Your first impression to any customer, is going to be the box. So kind of keep that in mind. It will help garner future sales if at least your presentation looks decent when it arrives.
Yeah,
obviously
the box, there's some flair
the way UPS or USPS or FedEx or whatever, the way they handle your box, that's out of your control, but at least try.
Absolutely. And you want to look at shipping too. We talked about this a little bit. Shipping does go up towards the end of the year. The more stuff you can ship now, the better. The cost of packing material, I can tell you 100% goes up around the holidays. That's one thing.
It ships.
Like lumber might cost the same, all that stuff. Packing material and shipping will cost you more around the holidays. It's just there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Everyone's shipping around that time of the year. It is the busiest. It's when the most stuff gets shipped. The prices are going to go up. Boxes are already. We still have COVID prices on boxes, which is crazy. I used to pay 25 cents a box. There's still 50 cents or more, up to $1.
You know what else goes up?
What?
And this ain't a joke. I'm not going to throw a joke at you.
It's a joke.
But I could throw a joke in. But I'm not gonna. The amount of time that it's going to take your package to get somewhere, because there's such an influx of people shipping stuff. If I ship something to Pete in June, it might take 2 days. Mm-hmm. If I ship it to him around the holidays, it could take 3-4 days.
Might be still in June. I might get it in June.
Maybe.
Yeah, but it takes a while. Everything takes way longer. Don't
Plan
count
for that
on
as
it
well.
being there within a week.
Yeah.
It's and it all starts around Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Small Business Saturday, Sucker Free Sunday. All those days, that's when the shipping really starts, and the prices start going up around then. So you want to make sure you have your boxes before that time is locked down.
Fun fact about boxes: I buy a lot of my boxes.
You ran away real fast.
What's that?
You ran away real fast. What did you find?
Oh, well, I've hit that point where I've got 37 Diet Pepsis in me.
Dr. Pepsis. Yeah.
Dr. Pepsis. Yeah. I got the shakes. So I buy most of my boxes on Amazon. One, because of, I guess, convenience. But two, I just assume that a lot of stuff like that is generally cheaper because it's coming through, their bulk pricing, things like that. I had to ship some massive products here that I'm finishing up, 32 inches by 32 inches, 37 by 37, big stuff. The boxes that were going to fit it from Amazon were $40 a box, which is bananas.
BANANAS.
I Googled, and it turns out it's very challenging to find box sizes. There's a billion different versions, but U-Haul had boxes, and I assumed they were going to be more expensive because it's U-Haul. $10 a box.
You're kidding.
$10 a box.
$10 a box?
$10 a box.
Did it have U-Haul branding all over it?
Oh, absolutely. But you know what? For $30,
fold it in half.
$30.
Not fold it in half. Fold it inside.
They can have the advertising for free.
Actually, little pro tip: get a box perforator for and put a ruler. It's like a it's a perforator. It's a little roller that you would roll, and it punches holes in the box, and it makes it really easy to fold. So if you do need to ever adjust a box size, it'll look professionally done, and not you just bent it over the edge of the table and folded it and then taped it
over the edge of the table. You know what I mean?
What are you doing to your boxes, Pete?
Right. Just the other day, I didn't have a box for a certain thing, and I was like, dang it. But I just found it. I found an old Amazon box, and I cut it and I folded it inside out. That way, the Amazon was on the inside.
Yeah. You know how many of my items go out in Mary Kay boxes that are flipped upside down or inside out?
I was going to say, walk me through this, because I understand the flipping it outside. You want the outside of the box to be blank, but
Yeah.
then they open it up and they see that it's an old Amazon box anyway.
It's a double surprise.
Who gives a shit? Like, yeah,
They're like,
realistically-
oh, he's resourceful. Look at this guy.
Listen,
realistically,
Brayden,
does anybody
we
care?
care about first impressions. Second,
Yes.
third, fourth. F it.
See, I like the surprise because everybody's already getting like 13 Amazon boxes a day anyway, and then they open it like, oh shit, this is my handmade stuff, not my
I don't
Amazon
want
stuff.
So my fear is that somebody who buys something from me, they're gonna think that I just resold them something from Amazon. That's what I fear.
Oh yeah, I like that's. a
You
good
should
point.
write in Sharpie inside the box, not purchased from Amazon.
Honey, did you order butcher box? It looks like someone's opened it. Oh jeez.
Speaking of already opened it,
Well, Brayden, you kind of touched on this before. I was going to yell at you for talking about it, but stocking up on items that are for possible. Why do I even put that in there? Stocking up on items that you are already going to make a couple extras, because there's going to be last minute shoppers. There always is. Someone hitting you up on, a week before Christmas or a couple of days before Christmas, like, hey, do you have any boards left? I sell so many of those last minute boards.
Then how are you gonna charge them a surcharge?
Oh,
you charge them a surcharge.
or a MAM charge.
Yes, I do have these. They are, and then insert 20% more than whatever you're charging.
I
You
got
don't
these
tell them
and
about the
back it on.
surcharge. You just put it in.
No.
Yeah.
It's just it's a holiday charge,
Yeah.
sir and or madam
It's
charge.
a
And they're
convenience fee.
desperate.
That's right. It's a I mean, Pete, you
Somebody's got
laugh.
like evil marketing scheme.
You
but,
laugh
like, but-
maniacally, but technically, I mean,
No, that's absolutely correct.
This is not new. Companies are doing this to us every single day. I mean, when you hit that last week before Christmas, you are pretty much
Remember
every
how
single
Pete bent a
retailer.
box over the table?
Yes.
These
Yeah.
companies
You
are
want
bending
that
you over
item
a
from
table.
You're the-
Amazon that's
you're
under
the box.
You're the
$25
box.
tomorrow? You're gonna pay the $2.99 overnight.
Yeah,
I've done
that. I mean, at a certain point, like you're not running a charity, like, and sure, maybe you're selling to friends, your family, things like that. But
Although it
it's
feels
still-
like a charity,
Yeah, Austin
nonprofit,
is.
you know what I mean?
it's still your business, and your business is to set yourself up and to take care of you and your bills. So if somebody wants to purchase something last second, most people that do that, they're aware that their options are limited, and that they're probably going to have to pay either shipping charges or they're going to have to pay whatever the price is, because at that point, them getting that gift to that person is worth the added cost of getting something. So, because if it wasn't, they would just wait until after Christmas and they'd order it anyway.
And another little great thing to have is a couple of items at the end of the season that didn't sell. Guess what? Next time you need a
Closeout.
housewarming gift, or
Ooh.
closeout sale too. But anytime we need a last minute gift, we just
Gift for
rummage through the
family.
bin. Oh
Oh
they
yeah,
don't
Mom,
have
you're
a
getting
board from
another
us
cutting
yet.
board.
Yeah, no, especially ones that like they haven't got one from us, they're getting one. Things like that. It's nice sometimes. He doesn't have a bottle opener. We'll throw that in there or something. Just like random things I'll sometimes grab and like give it to a neighbor. It's nice to have a couple of grab items. Like I think we talked about this, the gift closet of items that you just buy because you think they're nice and then you figure out who you're going to give them to later on. We haven't done that yet, but we really want to because it's nice to just have stuff to like bring somewhere. A couple bottles of wine that you wouldn't drink, but they like.
I buy closeout computer parts like when the next model's coming out for our just in case closet, so that sometime in the next year or two when we need a housewarming present, we just grab something that's definitely not out of date.
Just a power supply.
Great,
Hey,
another power cord.
Do you want this copy of Windows 98? Because you're getting it.
It's great. Well, listen, you did all this. You're all set. You sold out of everything a week before Christmas. You're not taking any more orders. It's time for self-care, right? Don't burn
Ooh.
out. This is the take care of yourself.
Go
You
to
don't
one of
wanna
those
burn out.
massage parlors.
You want to hang?
Now
No,
it's-
don't.
Now it's time for you to be the box. But also the
If you want to be
bender.
the box, come on over to
But
Peaches
also
Workshop.
the bender.
But this is what it's all about. And here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with you guys. None of us
No,
ever
lie to us,
do
Pete.
the self-care thing. We
Whatever.
tend to just work. We try to, but here's the thing. If we follow even a quarter of this stuff, we do have a lighter holiday season because we've all had those holidays where we didn't even get to spend a lot of time with the family because we were in a shop. Last year, I think it was the first year that all my stars aligned, and I actually had like a week where I didn't go into shop at all. It was amazing. It was kind of, I missed making stuff, but it was just nice to not be making stuff leading up to the holidays, and I got to kick back for a little while. It was kind of nice. So you want to enjoy the time with your family or by yourself, whatever. Maybe you just want to sit in a shop and, drink a seltzer without.
I just want to sit in a lounger with a candy cane and a. Never mind.
What are you going to do to that candy cane, Dan?
Suck it into a point and make it look like a sword.
I knew where it was going, but also no idea where it was going.
Christmas shank.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get Dan back to Grand Theft Auto.
And here's our last item. And if you did this last year, like we talked about it last year and the year before that, listeners, and I know one of our listeners did this, you're going to evaluate the performance and take notes at the end of the year.
Take notes.
What did well. Because if you did that, half of this list is done. You know what did well. You know what you need to order. You know what you need to prioritize. You know what you need to lay out. You've already made this stuff. And we got I think Mitch called in and he's got some very good advice. Yeah, we do. We're going to do them rapid fire, but this is definitely a big one. Look at the end of the year, see what's sold, take inventory of your stuff that you have. Don't just make bins of stuff. Have some inventory. It's going to help you out.
Look at that. I have inventory now.
Boom. All right. That's our list, guys. That's 20 items. Now we're going to quickly rapid fire get through some of these questions. We might save some of the holiday event questions for next week. But let's see. Let's start with, why is this not where I want it? I'm sorry. I'm totally ready for this. Okay, there we go. I'm glad. I love when you guys don't talk while I'm trying to do something, and then I have to just talk while
You're doing great, Pete. You're doing great. Oh man. Anyway, Braden, how was your week?
My week, just crushing it.
Did you get those things done you've been working on? The big 32, 37-inch things?
All right, I'm ready.
That you can't talk about?
Shut up. Oh, you mean the circle, the giant coaster for the oil drums? Anyways, here's Mitch Hale.
Here's what I'm doing for prep work this year. I am going over last year's order list from mid-November to January 15th, and I'm going to total up every order size and frame color, and I'm going to prep all the materials for that by the end of October. That way, when an order comes in, I can just throw it on the laser, assemble, and kick it out the door.
Way to go.
I want to have same-week turnaround if possible. I lost a fair amount of business last year because of a backlog, and also having a job. No more, I say, Mitch Hale, Horn Dog Maps.
See, that's great, because Mitch's biggest bottleneck is the frames. He has to make the frames depending on what wood they choose and whatnot. So the laser will just run. He has to spray all them different color depending on the layer that he does. If you haven't seen his maps, you should. They're pretty dope. And he knew what his bottleneck was, and that was the frames. He couldn't do them in time, so he's going to get ahead of it. I love it. This is awesome. Now here's a horror story from Alex Adams about his experience last year.
Hey guys, so here's how my holiday season went last season. So it started with a customer that had gotten corporate branded cutting boards from me in the previous year. And so they had wanted to add on another item, and we had opted for a barbecue kit set with some cherry handles that also would be laser engraved. So I had a 40-inch Harbor Freight lathe that someone had from God knows when, and I was using that and it was doing all right. I got about halfway through my 40 handles that I needed to make, and it crapped out on me. And so I opted to go to the in-laws' place because I knew that they had a lathe. This thing was super old, and it had a jerry-rigged belt system set up, and I could barely get the blanks to spin on that thing, so that wasn't going to work. I knew that my neighbor had done some lathe work on a little pen lathe, which would be fine for what I needed. But when I called them up, they didn't have theirs working. Like there was an issue with it, so it wasn't working. So I like struck out twice, and I was trying to get this stuff done for the next day for the client. And so I called my guy up and I was like, dude, I've tried to go through a couple different avenues to get this done. I'm just going to go to Harbor Freight next thing tomorrow morning, pick up a lathe, and I'll get the rest of them turned out. He called up the end client and got everything squared away with kind of pushing back the time frame on it. And once I got the lathe, I had to go on like a 36-hour bender between finishing that stuff and the cutting boards that they had also ordered. So I was tired after doing all of that. They turned out great, but I would not want to do that again.
Shoot. I feel like we've all been stuck in a place like that.
I have some advice.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah. Don't do that again.
Nailed it. Alex, we're going to play your question next week because that's the one where he tries to start drama again. Remember? Because he loves doing that.
Yeah.
So why don't we...
But we could get Mary Sy in on that, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Absolutely. Okay, let's... we got a first-time, long-time, guys. JP Kelly from South Africa is calling in.
Hey, guys. Not a real woodworker here all the way from South Africa. Long-time enjoyer. First-time caller. I have never done any real sales of items before, only to friends and family. I'm considering making ornaments and gift-like products to sell over Christmas time, as my wife and I are expecting our first baby. An extra moolah would always be great. My question is it worth it? Would I be able to make a decent amount of smackaroos to justify the time spent on these type of items? Don't want the question to be too long, so I'll just write one more sentence. Okay, bae, one Pierre Kelly.
My short answer is don't sell this Christmas season. Make some holiday gifts. And I'm only saying that purely because he says he's about to have a baby. So,
well, I think his wife's going to have the baby.
Well, I'm assuming he's going to be heavily involved in some parts during the day.
Perhaps.
From what I remember, it was equal effort.
Yeah. I think it was different in Dan's house. So I would say maybe don't lean heavily into making items. I think for you, maybe you actually do explore some stuff, like figure out what you'd want to do. If you want to do some ornaments, start playing around with them now and make some stock, do some as gifts. And if you are like, hey, I'm actually cranking these out pretty easily, I do have some shop time, then yeah, lean into making some stuff. I think it's worth exploring, but focus on the baby first. And I'm only saying that is because I just went through it last year and I stressed myself out trying to get out to the shop. And I kept coming in like constantly just like checking on the girls, see how they're doing. And I wasn't really 100% there mentally in the shop. So that's my 2 cents on that. What do y'all boys think?
I'm going to address his actual question, which is, can he make money doing ornaments and stuff? I mean, yeah, absolutely you can. But there's just no way of knowing until you do it. So
also, I say some markets and stuff to actually...
I say go for it a little bit, but don't like overstress yourself, like Pete says. I mean, your attention is going to be better served probably with your wife and child.
Also, they're in the southern hemisphere, so it's summer there. Like it's warm.
I don't know how that math works.
Christmas only happens when it's cold.
I don't do
it's a moving
southern
holiday.
hemisphere math.
They're like Florida, where summer is palm trees. I'm sorry,
all
winter
I
is palm
know
trees.
is that their toilets spin the opposite direction.
That's just in Australia.
Oh,
Earth is flat.
I would agree with Pete. I would use this time as like a test run. Don't kill yourself trying to sell. There is money to be made selling stuff, holiday stuff. I would also point out that we're making a lot of assumptions on sellability of these products based on our markets, but South Africa could be a very different product mix. It could be a very different consumer. So I would use this year to do a lot of research. Instead of making a bunch of stuff and trying to hit a bunch of craft fairs or events or whatever, maybe do one and do it later in the season so that you can go. And I would attend a couple, see what other people are selling, crank out a couple of them, and then you can test with like pricing, you can test with setup. Like it takes a couple of events to kind of feel like you set up and you figure out what works and what doesn't. So I would use this one as a research year, because you're gonna want to get out of the house and stuff like that. And craft fairs are fun ways to get out of the house sometimes, and you're gonna be a little busy.
But don't do this. Don't do this. Don't walk up to another maker or woodworker at a craft fair and be like, "Oh, I make these too." Don't be that guy.
Wow, these are really nice. Thanks for letting me look. That's it. That's all it takes.
What do you think their hot sellers are down there?
I think just because of the hemisphere, I think everything is pretty hot.
You think it's like didgeridoos or whatever?
Didgeridoo.
Definitely ladles.
You should definitely didgeridoo your research. Also, I don't think is a didgeridoo. That's not South African, is it?
That's
Isn't it
Australian.
one of those-
It's
That's
Australian.
Australian. Yeah,
Then
that's
in that
100%.
case,
No,
boomerangs.
we are what? Nope, that's also Australian. No, we are walking into a geopolitical nightmare right now. We are going to cause nations to clash, or at least
I'm actually
podcasts.
shocked you caught it, because I was just like throwing out Australia stuff. They speak with the accent, right? It's the same thing.
Nope. No. Usually, I'm worried about Dan in these situations. I'm now worried about Pete.
But yeah, definitely
Moving
do your
on.
research. Let's see. We're not gonna do the HVLP question. We're gonna do the Nick Freeland question. Oh, let's do. Or do we do that? One? No,
Saint Nick Vreeland?
Saint Nick Freeland. Let's do it.
Ho, ho, ho. That will get confusing, so I guess I'll just call you Dan, Braden, and Pete. Couple of questions for discussion from St. Nick. 1. Due to my real job and family, I only get so much time in the shop, specifically for holiday show prep. How can I make sure I get the most out of the 15, 30, or 60-minute chunks of time? 2. What do you do for price signage at shows? I've tried multiple things, but have never been totally happy with any of them. Thanks, guys. Nick Vreeland.
Well, I think we kind of answered the first half of that.
Plan
Basically,
ahead.
Plan ahead.
Plan ahead.
Plan your time, or even like, I'm planning out. I glue up one part of the day, I assemble another part of the day. So try that. But what about for signage? What do you guys do? I usually try to like laser cut or laser engrave some signage. All my boards I basically cut like a whole box of tags. Like they literally look like little gift tags with the number cut fully through it. That'll say $10, $15, $20, $25. And I have that through
That's a good
100.
idea.
Then I have some random ones that I know these boards are around 200, these are whatever. And that's attached to every product on my table. So it's got a little gift tag.
How do you
Braden and I-
attach them? How do you attach them?
Twine.
the board.
That's
I
a
knew it was
lot
gonna
of
be-
time.
I knew it was going to be twine, and I did that like the first two that we did.
Yo, yeah, it's awful.
And then I ran out of twine, and I realized I also ran out of patience.
Yeah.
Dan and
we do the gift tag thing, but we write on them with a Sharpie and
Yeah.
just like throw them on the boards and stuff. Braden also has a few like signs that he's lasered for things that he makes in batches, like whiskey smokers and other things. But yeah.
Other arugulas, other croutons.
And if you don't have a laser, don't be afraid to just print on cardstock. I was about to say go to Staples. Dumb. Go on Amazon, buy thick paper stock and print that, and then you can make little like holders for it on your table, and essentially just have a nice thick stock. You can have your logo on there, print it, in full color if you can, and that's it. You don't need to go crazy. You don't need to laser engrave stuff.
You can also convince yourself that a laser would be a good capital investment into your hobby and or business.
Now I was
or
thinking-
It's a write-off.
if you want to be somewhere in the middle of the two, reach out to somebody that does have a laser. Somebody that if you've seen some of their posts and they've got good signage, reach out, see if somebody will make them. For somewhat reasonable cost. Dan, I just shipped a new pay here, like one of those QR code signs that we have to that charcuterie cart gal that we met at at that one. Yeah, she saw our signage and wanted some signage. So,
boom, look at that.
That's one thing that those QR codes, I didn't bother laser engraving them because I wanted them big for PayPal, Venmo, and whatever the last one was. And I ended up just printing them out and putting them in a nice little frame. So I framed them out. I made a laser cut frame that had 3 things in it, and they're there on a table.
I just want to point out the irony that the laser guy in our group is the one that doesn't have the laser QR code signs.
I found that the printed ones that were like very crisp, black against white, read way faster than the laser engraved ones.
Sounds like you're just not very good at lasering.
Well, here's the thing.
Probably. It also took forever.
It's not fun when you just agree with me.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing you're not thinking about, Pete.
Uh-huh.
If people are scanning that thing with the quickness, that's less time that they're standing at your booth.
Dan's got a point.
Okay. Got to be
them to sit. I want them to sit. Dan and I, we're experts in that
struggle with it.
That last like 3 seconds of, hey.
While you're struggling with that, let me show you this cutting board made with the finest walnut in town.
Hey, just so you know, it's not scanning right now because you haven't hit the threshold, like the charitable.
There's a timer.
Giving. Yeah, you need to hit at least 20% more.
And you'll get a 2-step code. There's no service here, I know. You might have to just walk around the table for a bit. All right, next one is from Trash Panda Woodworking.
Now that I went full-time for wood, it's my first real holiday selling season. How do I calculate how much to make? I don't want a bunch of unsold items. Another question. What are your best practices for storage during the season? My shit drawer in the kitchen is already full.
I want to say thanks for calling in, Bane. We appreciate it.
I don't like how he
was clearly Santa.
I don't like how he was sexy speaking to us about his junk drawer.
We need to do, I guess, maybe in September, we got to do the craft fair episode where we talk best practices for that. That was a fun one.
Best practices?
Did we bring on
sign up
Duffy again? Or get somebody other than Duffy?
Duffy? No, we're going to get someone professional. Take that for starting a podcast.
We're gonna get somebody that's approved by Onefinity CNC. Take that, Next Wave.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. They make nice CNCs, but not like second tier.
So, like, how do you know how much to make? The hell if I know.
The first time, nobody knows.
Yeah, you just figure it out. But you want to.
It's like your first time when you're 16. You go in blind. You don't know what you're doing.
What?
Make enough to. Oh,
we're 17.
What?
We're 18.
Look at this. The Grizz the Recluse over here at 16, 17, or 18.
Whatever.
Took me till I was 27.
I was talking about driving.
If you're gonna
me too.
sell,
I was scared.
Jesus. If you're gonna sell at a craft fair, you've got a table, and if you can't fill a table, that's not enough stuff. And if someone sells something, or if you sell something, you shouldn't have a big gap in your table.
That's the thing. Like, kind of looks are everything.
Yeah.
If you look like you don't have a lot of stuff going on, people are
Dan. You're imagining the table that you're talking about right now.
Yeah. I'm talking about your craft fair tables. If your craft fair tables,
if it's a craft fair table, it's not good.
Yeah. It's either that or I'm going to go the other direction.
You don't want them to look empty.
Or you have to be so confident that you just have one thing on the table.
That's it. $10,000.
This is my $10,000.
That's Braden's dream. Every time we go to a craft fair, he's like, "Look, we need to just focus on whiskey smokers. Have only whiskey smokers."
Every time.
Not on board.
That's
Did you have one event where you sold none?
We also didn't sell anything else either. That event. That wasn't a whiskey smoker problem.
We didn't sell none. We sold none-teen.
Don't ever speak about the whiskey smoker like that again.
Well, listen, think of it this way. You're in this full time now. You always want to have some of this stuff, whether you're going to be selling online, Etsy, through Shopify, to friends, family. you might want to have a little bit of stock. As far as storage, don't do what I did the first year. Had some stuff in crates, some in, like whatever bins and boxes I could find. I went to Home Depot. I bought the black and yellow totes, all the same size.
Black and yellow.
Not the biggest ones. Actually, no. These are. I have two that are big because they're for the big boards because you can't fit them into the other ones. The rest of them are all the like medium size. They all still stack easily, but you don't want to overload them. You ever try to lift a tote that's just filled with cutting boards, completely stacked? It is heavy AF.
It's awful.
It is rough. But
Dan and I bitch every single event.
Tip number one.
Need a lighter hobby.
Tip number one: if you're going to do craft fairs, get yourself a wagon or something.
Wagon or a hand truck. My next thing, absolutely, and not the one that just has like a
the handle on the little square.
Yeah, no, you want one that like the thing drops down and it has like a platform or like a railing for you to actually drop a tote.
You want the Chevy 3500 of wagons. That's what you want.
Don't know what that is.
The Silverado 3500 with lifting tires.
What?
I'm more of a Ford Ranger guy.
We know.
Motherfucking Ford Ranger.
What are you trying to do to me here, Braden?
Well, actually, speaking of Alex Duffy, he did do a video on his storage of stuff. Actually,
he did
right after the last episode that we did with the craft fairs, and we very politely yelled at him and shamed him about his storage solution because he had like different boxes, totes, whatever. I think literally the next week he put out the video where he organized everything. So standardize your storage. It makes it easier to put it in a corner. Like the baby.
Unlike baby.
Dang it.
We were all thinking the same thing.
We have a couple other questions, but we can save them for next week. I'm going to finish off with this little voicemail from Jared of the Pumas.
Wow.
Hey, bros from AWP. This is J-Rod from LL Builds. I don't have a question. You guys have answered all of them. I do, however, have a comment, specifically for the listeners who are not yet top-tier patrons, but who enjoy the show regularly. I have to say, if that's you, you're missing out. You should be a patron. The benefits of being a top-tier patron are well worth the $20 or whatever dollars it is. For example, the Adirondack chairs that I'm sure all of you have heard so much about, Dan made for me and my family in May and June. Those things are fire. But then he hand-delivered them. So I'm not sure if everyone's aware, but the three of these guys, the backstory is the three of these guys talked about it, and probably by stabby text messages back and forth or something, but they decided that Dan delivering these chairs to me on time was more important than making the episode. So they skipped an episode that week. And then he did. He and his amazing daughter, Kayla, drove 11 hours each way to Ann Arbor, Michigan to spend the weekend at their house. It was awesome. And the point is, though, these guys value their top-tier patrons. Not only that, that's one example, but you do have access to the AWP Discord, which is just a fun chat board where patrons can and do talk regularly. There's almost too much to keep up with, to be honest. There's Makers Meetup and free giveaways. I'm pretty sure that top tier is entered automatically for the free giveaways. At least I hope
they are. And
these guys actually, if you want, they'll if you message them or whatever, they'll respond. Like they're real, and this is how you can get into their kind of inner circle. Anyways, I just wanted those who are listening and dreaming of being in their workshops to know that this is the way to enter the community that they're always talking about. I did, and I'm glad that I did, and I think others should do also. Honestly, I think the spelling of patron is part of the problem. So don't try to Google it. Just click on this link in the show notes that will now be in there, right? Right, Braden? Come on, man. Obviously, it's always there. It's easier to do that than try to Google it. Okay, so next week I want Dan reading off at least 4 new patrons, or else I'll have totally wasted my time. That's fine. It was worth it. Cheers.
Is the money that we paid him to do this, is that a tax write-off?
Oh, wait, the check will bounce.
It's always a tax. Yeah, it's always a tax write-off.
But the check will bounce. Don't worry.
Okay.
Double dip.
Cool.
Yeah.
Don't worry, though.
This is how the rich stay rich.
Unlike the check, I am 100% totally on top of doing the show notes, because anything with any responsibility I do around here.
Yeah.
No, to be perfectly honest, we didn't prompt him to call in and do that. So thank you very much, Jared. That's very kind of you.
Checks in the mail.
Although I do want to point out a few corrections. Number one, my daughter is not Kayla. That's my wife. My daughter is Elena.
My wife.
You don't have to be a top tier patron to get in on our giveaways. All of our patrons.
All of our patrons. All of our paid.
And we
patrons.
care and love all of our patrons.
$2 to $20.
Yes.
Equally in 25% increments.
Correct.
And Dan, if someone wanted to sign up, they were just inspired, but they don't have a lot of money even.
Our patronage?
Yeah, what can they do?
Well, you can go to patreon.com/Another Woodshop Podcast.
If
or
only it was in the show notes, Braden.
Fun fact, Pete does the show notes, not Braden.
Yeah.
Or you can go to iloveawp.com. Take you right there.
Yep.
Sign up.
It's the best way to support the show. We love reading your names off every week. We have a great community on Discord. Honestly, the Discord's popping.
The Discord is very active.
It's popping.
And I'm really trying, because I'm spread thin most of the week, but I'm really trying to be more active in there. And he's not lying. It's hard to keep up with because those guys are super active. So go check it out.
And just a reminder, we are giving away 2 tickets to Maker Camp. We're going to be giving those away in 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I guess. The 4th week, we're going to decide who actually wins. And the code phrase was, Dan?
You got to rewind and go listen. I've already forgotten.
All right. I know what it is, but I won't say it now. He's teasing. And that goes to awpgiveaway@gmail.com.
That is correct.
It was measure from the helical head.
There it is.
Dang it, Pete.
What?
We weren't going to say it. We were going to make them listen. People need to suffer.
If they've listened this far, we already got their download.
We got them. We already got them. And a huge shout out to our sponsors, Maker Camp, of course, that we're giving away the ticket for, and the one, the only, Bill Burkle over at WTB Woodworking. And excited at what he's doing over there, growing that shop, growing that business. We're super stoked to see it. And we're super stoked to see you guys next month at one of many events. The Texas Woodworking Festival is happening. The Pine Barren Maker Fest is happening. The end of list for September at least. And then we got, of course, Maker Camp coming up early October. So much excitement. And then the 1-year anniversary at WTB Woodworking at the end of October. It's going to be busy. See, this is why you plan ahead. You put those events down first, then like birthdays, recitals, whatever, and then shop time.
And pro tip, if you're not local to Mr. Billiam Burkle, you can go to WTBwoodworking.com.
Yeah.
Go check out his website.
.com. And actually, but if you are local, the in-person discounts on all the wood and slaps.
Oh, shit. They slap?
Yeah, they slap.
Slapping slabs.
Want to remind everyone, we got a guest next week. It is Mary Sy. Yes, that Mary Sy from Kodamari Designs, the one that prompts Keith and Jason to often say, sorry, Mary. That is the one. She is a designer, works... I'm not going to spoil it all, but she's a designer. She's got a design mind like no one else I have met. I've seen her at work when we were at the Austin School of Furniture, and I'm very excited to have her on to talk about the process and how she comes up with the cool ideas she has. So that's going to be exciting.
I got to meet her at Keith Johnson's birthday party.
Yeah.
And she is delightful.
She is
It's
delightful.
super fun listening to everybody just get to name drop now.
We had such a great time in Jersey.
Should have been there.
Dan's looking for houses. Anyways,
I'm not.
now that I've rubbed that in, we'll see y'all next week. Love y'all. Bye, 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 bye.
Bye. Bye, 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 bye.
Love you a
Bye,
long
bye,
time.
Bye.
Love you a long time.
Long time, love you.
Bye.
I'm cutting.